This is Make Dinner With Me, a summer edition. We are going to prep these items and then Mike's gonna cook them out on the Blackstone. This is also a meal that you can make it really easy in your kitchen, either on the stovetop or you can even put it in the oven as a sheet pan meal. If you're just meeting me, my name is Amy Cross and this is The Cross Legacy, where I teach you how to save money on groceries. Our grocery budget is $135 per person. There's 2 of us that live here officially in the house, but oftentimes we are feeding extra people. So tonight there are 3 adults we're making dinner for. Now, isn't it true that the wife ends up doing most of the work inside in the kitchen and then they do some magic out on the grill and they cook dinner? That is what's going to happen today. I already pulled out the Italian sausage out of the freezer. I have it defrosted here in this glass container that I'm going to end up slicing these up smaller. And for this, you can use fresh or frozen tortellini if you're cooking it out on the grill. If you are cooking frozen tortellini in your kitchen, you want to do that in some boiling water, or we have some shelf-stable tortellini that we would also cook in some boiling water before you put it out on the Blackstone. But in this case, we have fresh tortellini we're using tonight. I picked this up on my June grocery haul, and we already have that video here on the channel if you want to see all of the items that I'm buying to stay in my grocery budget. With this, we are going to chop up some red onion, some zucchini, and a red pepper. And why are both these things called red when one is red and the other one is purple? I'm thinking I'm probably going to whip up a sauce that's made up of like lemon and oil, maybe some Parmesan cheese in it. And we have some fresh basil out in the garden I might add to this also. So we'll see. If I decide not to do that, I also have a jar of pesto we could add. This is a real life Make Dinner With Us, and things change as we go. It literally took me 2 minutes to cut this entire onion. I'm gonna put half of it in a pint-sized jar with a metal lid that's completely airtight, and that's going to go into the refrigerator. So sometime in the next 7 to 10 days, I will have a chopped onion that I'll be able to use. And then I'm going to chop up the pepper and the zucchini so it's all ready to go. I put the chopped onions in a bowl here that's also going to have enough room that I can add the Italian sausage to it, but I want to make sure that I cut the pepper and the zucchini next, but those will take less time to cook because we're not going to cook them all the way where they're really mushy. We kind of want them to have a little bit more of a crisp edge. So I want him to put the onions and the Italian sausage on the griddle first. So he will end up putting them on the griddle first, but I want to have the meat be the last thing that touches my cutting board. So that's why I'm doing it in this order. So the zucchini, if I'm trying to hide the zucchini in a recipe, then I will normally take the peels off of it and chop it up with the onions, and then my family doesn't know. But for this recipe, I'm actually trying to get people to realize that they're eating zucchini. So I left the skins on and I cut it like coins. As we were getting into the refrigerator, I remembered I had some sun-dried tomatoes. I'm gonna add these to a bowl and I'm gonna have him add them to the grill kind of earlier in the cooking process, maybe with the tortellinis, and that way the sun-dried tomato oil will kind of mix in with everything too. Since he will be putting a little bit of oil down on the griddle, I'm not going to add as much oil to this as if I was making a dressing, but I am going to juice 1 to 2 lemons. We'll see how many I end up adding, and then I'll save the zest that we can add on at the top. And then I'm going to end up putting a little bit of Dijon mustard with this and some Parmesan cheese, and I'll end up making the sauce for the pasta. I ended up zesting the lemon here on the cutting board before I squeezed the lemon. That's way it's easier to get the zest, but we're going to put the zest on at the very end of dishing up the plates. It's just a little bit of avocado oil. It's the juice of 1 lemon, and we can always add another lemon if we decide to, but I think 1 is enough. And then I used the rest of the Dijon mustard I had in that container. So it was about a tablespoon or a little bit more, salt and pepper and garlic in there. And this is going to be the sauce. And then I'm going to end up shredding up some Parmesan cheese that we will also add to this, but that way we can get Mike started on this. And I was thinking out in my garden, I have basil, parsley, rosemary, thyme, and oregano. I can make a fresh Italian seasoning that we can add on also at the very end. And the lemon peels, Mike often will put those down the garbage disposal one at a time, and it helps clean the blades and keeps your garbage disposal clean. But I am trying to collect these because I want to make some summer simmer pots for our stove to have them bubbling and have our house smell really nicely of fresh citrus smell. So instead of doing it in the fall and winter time when you're doing it with more fall and winter scents, you can make a summer simmer pot too. So I just sent Mike out to start the Blackstone, and then I will give him instructions on how to do this, and we will see if he has any commentary when he is doing it. But I did pick out some fresh herbs out of the garden and brought that in and rinsed them off that I'm going to cut up. So I'm going to give Mike instructions on how he's making dinner and why when they are cooking dinner outside, it ends up having so many more extra dishes. We have a grill master extraordinaire here, and I'm going to tell him exactly what he needs to do when he goes outside so he does it. But I had cut up the Italian sausage and the onions and put them together because these take the longest to cook. And then when those are almost done, then the tortellinis are going to go with the sun-dried tomatoes and that oil that's in there. And these will only take about 3 minutes to cook. And then right towards the end, we're going to add the zucchini and the peppers. We don't want these cooked all the way. We just want them to feel fresh and a little cooked. And then we have, this is going to be the dressing that goes on it. It's lemon and mustard and a little bit of oil in there. And then we're going to be adding Parmesan cheese and these fresh herbs and topping it with some lemon zest.
Did you get those herbs from our garden?
I just did, yeah.
It smells really good.
So he's going to take it from here out to the yard.
Okay, so we've got the griddle on high. It's warming up, and we're just going to put a little bit of avocado oil on it, as to just to get it ready to start cooking. Okay, so everything's heated up. I turned this half of the Blackstone to about medium, this other side to low. That's probably where we'll cook the vegetables and the tortellini when it's time. So let's throw the sausage and onions on now. Am I mixing everything together at some point too?
Yeah.
All right, so now we'll add the tortellinis, and for that we'll just put some water on the grill and kind of steam them a little bit. Remember, this side I had on low. All right, so we got the tortellini cooking. This is almost done. I'll put the vegetables on.
Give it like another minute and then add this to the tortellinis. And
The sun-dried tomatoes. And herbs. Adding cheese, one of my favorite parts. Top it off with the rest of the sauce. Last but not least, some lemon zest. White.
thanks for making dinner with us tonight. We hope you enjoy.